Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is once again Zealeus. I know it's been a while, but I'm still here, occasionally doing my own singular video stream, unlike Charlie, who does his regular video stream on his something slightly different. You may wonder why I'm dressed so snazily. It's because there is a small smattering of white stuff on the ground today. And in Atlanta, that means that the world is coming to an end and all schools must be closed. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. I'm like, hey, I will take schools closing. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, our schools are closed today. I was at a Starbucks getting my yummy white mocha, and then I get a text message to be like, yo, school's closed. Anyways, so that's why I'm dressed so nice. But the thing that's been on my mind is since last Thursday, we talked a little bit about the virtual reality. And yesterday, Steam announced on their website that they're going to show off their Steam VR hardware next week. And that got me thinking, and I've been thinking about this whole VR thing, and why do I think VR is going to be so awesome? And ultimately, it comes down to immersion for me. Some of the previous gimmicks, as we like to call them, such as the Wiimote or the Bose motion controls, do those actually really add any extra immersion? I think for a game, other than games like, say, Dance Now, where you're actually like supposed to be moving, I don't know really if it adds any immersion to that game other than just a different way of interacting with it. It's like a sidestep instead of further getting deeper into the game. Whereas I look at virtual reality where you can see in a full 360 degrees and it's lifelike, and that I see is more getting deep into the game. You look at games coming out, since the very first Pong, and ultimately it's been all about getting bigger and greater and better graphics. And then better AI with artificial intelligence, and ultimately it's to make it more lifelike and real to get that player more immersed in the games. Look at some of the most hailed single-player games of all time, such as the Mass Effect franchise. It's all about that storyline, or the Baldur's Gate, or the Dragon Age 1, where it was all about the storyline and what was so interesting. Versus Dragon Age 2 is then more just about dumb combat versus the actual epic storyline. So it's the idea of, gamers want this immersion. And I feel that's what the virtual reality will ultimately, hopefully bring to the gaming community is a better immersion into the games to make you feel like you're more a part of the action or the storyline or whatever word you want to use as a part of that game. So that's my hope of the virtual reality movement. Is it's not just a sidestep. It's not just another remote where it's just a add-on that doesn't really add anything. Whereas a virtual reality true system will really make you become more a part of that game and feel alive. Or you look at World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor, where you have now the garrisons and outposts. You're more immersed in that world. You're a part of a living world that's ever changing via your own decisions and how do you want to build up your own little city. So that's kind of my opinion on that. And this is kind of a little prelude to Friday. Charlie and I leave up to Con Nooga to talk about the death of the game industry as we know it. And then we have another panel, something about indie gaming, which of course is Charlie's baby. If it's about MMOs, I'd be like, sweet, but indies, well, of course I'll be there. I'll try not to drink too much of a flask because that would probably not end well. So that will be Charlie and I as part of the Ultimate Confusion. We'll, of course, also have a fan table there set up. It'll be interesting to see if Charlie has swag there. I don't know. I'm really just along for the ride. Having lived in Minnesota the last number of years, I haven't been able to make it to these conventions, whereas Charlie and Jesse have been really being the manpower behind the awesomeness. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, that's about all I have for today. And remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.